part 3 of my ink swatching from my amazing inky care package from my pen friend B. In this snap-lock bag is what she called the Lucky Dip. It came with a long-term loan of a Noodler's Ahab pen, so we'll get to that afterwards, and 4 inks. We're going to do these 3 first on this page, and this is a mystery ink. She doesn't know what it is. I don't know what it is. So I thought we'd do it, and we'll do a couple like layers, and we'll see if we can get any ideas of what it could be. So when we get to this one and you're like, I exactly know what that ink is, definitely let me know in the show notes. Oh, and of course I'm dropping things. All right. Let's start, shall we? First up, Noodler's Navy. I'm using all my usual things here. That one is filled to the brim. There you go. It's actually lighter than I thought it would be. It looks more kind of like a medium blue. In my mind, navies are really, really dark blues, and that's reading lighter to me. It'd be interesting, of course, to see how it dries and how it writes. But yeah, it's a lighter blue than I thought. Like I can't really see any like hints of black or anything in there, which I, in my mind, expect to see with a navy. I don't have much to say about this colour, to be honest. I'm always a bit stuck about what to say with blues, but let's see how it writes. Oh, I just realised I'm supposed to be trying to write a bit bigger. Try. I'll keep trying and I'll hopefully get it right. There you go. First one, Noodler's Navy. Does anyone else use these little ink swatching, ink vials? Sorry, I really like them. I think they're great for small samples, but oh, it's got ink all over me. I sometimes find it hard to put the cap on in that little pen holdery thing. Alrighty, next up is Robert Oster, and it's Robert Oster ink I haven't heard of, but it looks like a really cool purple in there, like a almost like that blue light purple. So this is Robert Oster GoGo. Oh, it looks really cool in the vial. Let's have a looky-loo. Haha, that's awesome. It's got like a neon quality to it. It really does remind me of that, I forgot what it's called. You know, like the blue light that then like fluoro things go like that fluoro color underneath. Like UV light, I think is what it is. That's what it reminds me of. Like it's definitely like this cool bright neon purple, but where it's pooling, you can see the blues coming through, and even look how it looks on the, sorry, excuse my dishwasher as it gets super loud there. I didn't time the filming of this video too well. Right, with the magic of editing, I'm back. My dishwasher just decided to be super loud, so I just paused and hopefully I'm able to put a transition in here that looks okay. So as I was saying, this is Robert Oster GoGo. It looks really cool and funky on the page. So I'll just do a writing sample now. Even on the nib, just got this like neon quality to it. I trying to remember to write bigger. Cool. What a funky ink. Trying to think of like what I feel like it can only go in like a certain type of pen. Like the pen has to, you know, be a bit spunky, be a bit funky. Maybe like my Cosmic All-Star or something. Don't know. That's super cool. Last but not least, before the mystery ink, is the KWZ Grey Plum. And I think this one is a bit of a stainer. So it looks really beautiful in there though. Let's have a look. Look, I didn't get a full circle in there. It went a bit wonky, but that's a beautiful color. That's a purple that is right up my alley. Definitely get the plum vibes and the gray vibes from it too. That's really beautiful. I love that. That's definitely my type of ink. Oh, that's gorgeous. I don't feel like I've spoken about these too much. I'm just kind of really enjoying looking at them. Oh, I didn't dip enough. Do you guys have a preference? Do you want them to be, these videos to be like really chatty, talking the whole way through all my kind of rambly thoughts about the colors, or do you kind of just enjoy the, like sometimes I watch swatching videos and when there isn't too much talking, like I just find them really calming. And I find, you know, people's opinions about the ink interesting, but there's also just something, there's like a meditative quality to just watching the swatch go down and watching the ink dry. I'm trying to find a happy medium between the two, but if there is, I guess, something that you prefer, let me know. But looking at the three of them, I think this is a pretty awesome lucky dip. So we have up the top there, Noodler's Navy. Now going down, it definitely felt lighter than I thought it was, just with navy in the term. But I do think once this completely dries in here, that's going to be a really gorgeous dark blue. It feels quite saturated. It's like a rich blue, but you can just see with that pooling, I think you're going to get some nice shading with that. Oster GoGo hadn't heard of this ink, and it's a surprise, and it's really bright and funky and fluoro, which are words I usually don't associate with ink that I like, but I really like this ink. I think it's really lovely. And as much as it's fun, I actually just think it's a really nice purple. Maybe bordering on blurple, especially in the writing sample, but really, really like it. I'm kept thinking about where I can ink that up. So then we have KWZ Grey Plum. I haven't tried a KWZ ink before, and I love it. I mean, purple and grey smushed together is my happy place. So I don't have anything bad to say about that. It's gorgeous. Look at it drying. It's going to get super like dark and black there and then go out to lighter purples. Amazing. So those are those three. As we go over onto this page, we have a mystery ink. Looking at it through the vial, I'm going to say it's an orange, probably on the lighter side. Like I feel where you can just see the little bits of ink, you can almost see hints of yellow in it. That is all I can tell from there. I'm just going to clean everything up and have a think about how we're going to do it on this page, and then I'll be back. All right, so this is what I thought we're going to do. I'm going to do 3 swatches. and I'll do it all a drop and with the measuring cup, but then I'll go over and layer it so we can actually see what the ink looks like as more and more is applied. I don't have too many, or really any, oranges in my collection to try and compare it to, but maybe I can add some, I can do some Googling and add some things up on the screen to see if we can find something that it compares to. But if you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments. So let's see if I can get my spacing right here. Definitely looks like a bright orange just going down on the page. Ooh, it's not orange at all. Definitely more yellow. Oh, cool. So not what I was expecting. I was thinking it was going to be an orange and actually not too saturated, more kind of on the, yeah, not translucent, but something that was going to like shade a bit and not be that punchy. I don't know why I thought that, just because of how clear the ink looked, but that is somewhere in between a yellow and an orange, because where it's pooling it's orange, but that for me is just really yellow. I'm trying to think. It's reminding me of like mango is what's coming out at me at the moment. I don't know if it's just the Stalogy paper. I'm guessing you can just really see the bleed through. Like you can actually see how it's affecting the page, which, I mean, stuff does bleed through in a Stalogy, but as an example, like here, I get maybe it's because it's lighter, you can actually see it affecting the page, whereas here, because the ink's darker, you can't. It's probably the most obvious. I mean, it's actually obvious in all three. Let's put a second layer on. Just to see. I'm not going to do the whole circle, but just to see. Now, I think it's all just going to bleed, isn't it? I didn't really leave myself any room to write. For me, that is just too light to write with. It's not something I don't think I would enjoy in a pen. Maybe for like lettering practice might be nice, but for journaling or letter writing, I can't see myself using that. It just feels really light. It really is bleeding through the page, tons there. You know, this one, for example, it's no different to some of these other swatches, but you can see as I've applied more, it's just really going through the page. So I don't know if that's something about the quality of the ink or this, like the saturation level, but this is, let's just add a little bit more there. And what we'll do now is we're going to jump over and look at this Noodler's pen, and then we'll come and see what this is like completely dry and see if anyone, I don't know if that helps anyone understand or know what it is, because I've got no idea, but the words or colors that are jumping out of me are yellow, orange, mandarin, mango. It's got a fruity, summery, vibrant vibe to me. All right, put this to the side here. So within that Snaplock bag was this Noodler's Ahab pen. It has the standard Noodler's Flex on it, and I inked this up with Diatramentus Magenta because I thought it would kind of match the pen body. I have never used Noodlers before. I've just played around with this one a little bit. So I thought I'd kind of show you what it looks like on a couple different papers. I'm not going to do it on Stalogy because it just feathers like nothing else. So instead, I thought I would do it on some Tomoe River and some Cosmo Air Light paper as well. But first things first, just looking at the pen, yep, it smells like all Noodlers pens apparently do. This one actually is not too bad. And since I've had it out of the Snaplock bag for a few days, it's gotten better, but I can't imagine what they must smell like when you first get them. It'd be pretty intense. This is what the nib looks like. And I mean, I think the thing with Noodlers pens is they're considered tinkerer's pens, so they're kind of designed to completely come apart. It was really easy to fill. I'm not going to take it out, obviously, because it's got ink in there. The inside smells quite a bit. It's just, I think, what it's made out of. This is probably on the thicker side of pens that I've used. I don't mind it. It's not a pen that I would post just because that's definitely long enough for me. But let's have a look at the flex because that's what everyone is here for. So this is my Desk Bandit notebook that I almost run out of. Tomoe River on here. I think this is this. Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to guess. But let's have a look at this. So starting, we'll just do some lines. So this is, go bigger. This is no pressure, and straight away you can see it catching light. It lays down a really nice amount of ink. Now pressure getting more. And I think this is also supposed to be common with Noodlers pens. Getting some railroading, but then if I start slowing down again, you're getting that thick line again. But yeah, once you go fast, you are getting the railroading. But if you take your time, you are getting some pretty nice line variation there and a really lovely amount of ink. I cannot do calligraphy to save my life, but let's see if I can write something. So let's actually do this first. Yeah, no surprise. Pretty wet there. What can I write? How about we write? I don't really have my where to push down, where not to down pat. You know, I want to do a lot of practice lettering with this because I'm really not very good at cursive. But you can, messed up that, you can definitely see that it gets some really nice line variation in that. And it's putting down a really lovely amount of ink. See little bits of shading there, but I think once we dry, we'll be able to see the full extent of that. As that one dries, I'll just flip over. So look, some ghosting and some bleed through, but I'm actually pushing down quite hard. I need to learn the pressure of it, and the angle. Like I think there's a fine tuning to be done of how to get that pressure, how to get that line variation while also applying the least amount of pressure needed. I think that's something that you'd learn over time. What I'll just do quickly is just in normal writing, just trying to do really quick. And it keeps up, no issue. It's laying down a ton of ink. So even if you're not in the mood for flex, but you want a really wet writer, that's laying down tons and tons of ink. Let's have a look. So many things trying at. The pen does smell though, I have to say. And that's not a pen friend thing. It's a Noodler's thing. This is Cosmo Air Snow 75 GSM. This is a paper sample given to me by my pen friend Jay. So this feels thicker and it feels grittier. This I think this paper is going to have more feedback. So let's see how that goes. So no pressure. It actually feels quite smooth on there. It feels nice. And getting to more pressure now. This is fast. And then, ooh, there's a hard start. Oh, quite a bit of hard starting. Ooh, reverse doesn't feel great. Slowing down now. Still railroading though. How are we going to get this back? Oh, it's not liking me, so there's my dishwasher again. So again, it's putting down a lot of ink on this paper. It feels nice. Interestingly, even just writing normally, the L did a hard start there. It feels smooth. It feels, there is some sort of coating on this paper, so you can feel that, but I think the pen itself behaves pretty similarly on both. Let's do some of these ones. Yeah, there's nothing like jumping out of me that the pen's acting super differently. It's railroading on both. I think it's putting down a similar amount of ink. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see once it dries, if one feathers or anything else. Similar amount of bleed through and ghosting there. It's hard to describe. That maybe this just has a little bit of, it's not actually feedback. You can almost just feel the coating is what it is. So jumping back to the Tomoe River, as it's drying, it's not feathering at all. It's holding up really well. You're actually getting some little bits of sheen in there, which is really nice. So pretty cool. First, I have an extra fine flex in my Franklin Christoph, but I don't really classify that as like a real chunky flex. Obviously it's extra fine like this, but I think you're getting some pretty nice line variation there. And I definitely look forward to doing some lettering practice with this. Just kind of, I want to do the drills. I really want to get to know that architect style better. So I think I just need to do drills and drills, letters. There you go, hard start. I don't know if there's a certain trick, like once it hard starts, to help it get back to where it needs to be. Anyway, that's a lettering style I definitely want to learn. But how amazing is that as part of an ink swap to get to try out a pen? That's so cool. It will definitely be loved and used really well. All right, I've definitely rambled on a bit in this video, so let's quickly jump back to this mystery ink. All right, I've got no idea. I'll have a look. If I can think of anything similar, I'll chuck it up now. These are what I think it could be. Maybe, maybe not. If you know, definitely let me know. And thank you guys for sticking with me through my final installment of an awesome, mega inky care package sent to me from my pen friend. Where are we? I'll go back to the first one. So the first one was special and limited editions. Then came what is my favorite, which is the grungy color palette. Oh, look at it. Oh, they're amazing. And then finally, Mystery Lucky Dip. Really excited. It's so out of my normal and my comfort zone, but this is a really cool ink and I want to ink that up somewhere. Love this as well. And you know what? I did say it was too light, but I wonder if you get it in a wet enough writer. That dark bit's kind of nice. It's just up here that I think it's too light. Anyway, that's going to be it from me. Thank you guys for hanging around for a super rambly video. I will chat to you guys all again soon. Bye.